Another thing that I wanted to talk about is the fact that Hillary Clinton, let's bring Hillary in here. There we go. Hillary out here is telling Joe Biden, the candidate, that if he loses to Donald Trump in November, then he should not concede. Well, I can understand where that advice is coming from, since Hillary Clinton hasn't ever conceded from 2016. She just can't get past the fact that she's not, nor will ever be, President of the United States. That is a fact. But Hillary Clinton advised Joe Biden that he should not concede the race to Donald Trump under any grounds, no matter what the vote count is. Of course, the Democrats, the communists, believe that Donald Trump will try to steal the election.
What is the problem? What's going on?
Let's get this straight. The only one that's stealing any election here is the damn Democrats, the communists, the Marxists. And that is with these mail-in ballots. These mail-in ballots are going to be a big stink hole because they're simply going to flood the... Now, remember, they don't have to flood the ballots in on every state of the union. That doesn't have to happen because, I mean, let's face it. California is going to go for Biden, and Texas is going to go for Trump. And you can go all the way down the line, and you can already figure out which way all the states are going to go. You just have about 4 or 5 swing states that could go one way or the other. And those are the vital states, and those are the states that these mail-in ballots will be utilized to their fullest extent by the Marxist, Democrat, Communist Party to try to steal the election. If anybody's trying to steal the election, Hillary, it's you or your ilk, the Marxists in your party that run your organization. They're nothing but a bunch of common thieves, just like all of these rioters. These rioters, they're not, it's like I told you in the Battle of India, they're not peaceful protests. These are rioters. And like this black guy that got shot in the back by the cops. He was shot for good cause. They ordered him to stop, to surrender himself. He didn't. He turned his back. He was going for a weapon in that car. And you're going to see as the days go on that the cop that shot him was absolutely innocent, but I'm getting really tired of the media twisting things to where all of these organizations, as I said in the Battle of India, Black Lives Matter is nothing but a Marxist, communist, dirtbag organization, and it's just an extension of George Soros and the Democratic Communist Party. That's all it is. It's not about black people's lives. It does not about any kind of injustice that might have been done to them, which I argue against that too. It's not about that. It's not about any of the things that they say it is. It is about a bunch of riotous, Antifa, Black Lives Matter people who want to bring the United States down, who want to put every single American under the heel and the boot. It all roots back to the European powers and the international powers in China and Russia. The people behind the curtain on this are your globalists. And there was a film that I saw the other day done, and it was a documentary done on the meeting that took place in Davos, Switzerland. You need to look into that. It was a really good film. And I'll see if I can post it below if I can find it. In Davos, Switzerland, back in January, all of the world leaders met. They even invited my man Trump.
To conserving the majesty of God's creation and the natural beauty of our world. But to embrace the possibilities of tomorrow, we must reject the perennial prophets of doom and their predictions of the apocalypse. These alarmists always demand the same thing: absolute power to dominate, transform, and control every aspect of our lives. We will never let radical socialists destroy our economy, wreck our country.
And Trump went in there and he told them there's no way. We're not going to become a socialist nation. The speech was a great speech, and I remember seeing the speech when it came out. The president called me about it right after that. He says, you wouldn't believe these globalists and what they're trying to do. They're trying to organize things around and rally everybody's support around climate change. Folks, let me tell you something. There is no climate change. And if there is any kind of climate change, it's a natural, geological, meteorological climate change that happens in coordination with our solar system. But there is not any such thing as man-made climate change. That is absolutely ridiculous. They say that we're climate change deniers. Okay, fine. I am a climate change denier. It's ridiculous. And anybody who believes in that, you're an idiot. You're a moron. You're not looking at the facts. You need to check out the facts and stop listening to the Marxist communist left, because they say that they hide behind science. There is no science behind it. Study your geology. So enough of Hillary for right now. So I said before, this show is going to be short today. I don't want to keep you that long, but I do want to leave you with this one change. Royal baubles came out, and as you see, I always use the baubles as a display of different politicians and different figures in history. It's just a prop to be able to point to and talk about the different ones. And let me give a shout out to Royal Baubles. Royal Baubles makes a very, very superior product. The detail on these things is, this isn't paid advertising. I just think it's a good company, and I want to give them a strong recommendation for the product that they produce and the detail that they put into their product. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. All of these products are good. I mean, here, even Hillary Clinton in a jail outfit, which is where she deserves to be, although she'll never see the inside of a jail. Here's the thing about Hillary Clinton, real quick, about people always say, I have lots of friends who I say, well, when are they going to convict Hillary Clinton? Folks, they're never going to convict Hillary Clinton, because if they try to convict Hillary Clinton, if Attorney General Barr did come up with all of or just some of the crimes that she's committed and tried to get a conviction on Hillary Clinton, it would never float. Why? Why would it never float? Because the minute she would be arrested, she would go the way Epstein went. She would either die of natural causes or she would commit suicide. Because if you ever got Hillary behind bars and tried to convict her for any kind of long-term sentence, she is not going to go to jail. And she will sing like a canary. And there's lots of different songs and lots of different names that she could sing. And a lot of people know that. A lot of the globalists know that. And so the globalists know that if she did go to jail, she'd have to go. And so therefore, to keep things safe, they keep her out of jail. She'll never go to jail. So this is as close to a prison outfit as we'll unfortunately ever see her. But my point is, Royal Baubles did a fantastic job on all of these. But they've recently done an even greater job, the greatest job. They're making baubles great again. And that is, they changed Donald Trump's, they changed Donald Trump. They came out with a new Fighting Donald Trump. I'm going to show it to you right now. There we go. This right here is the new Donald Trump. He's a fighter, and he's ready to fight for the American ideas and values to bring America back again. Bring America back to what it ought to be, what it used to be, what it was before the 1950s. And my idea is that the United States should go back and become what it was before 1913. Because at that time and throughout the Industrial Revolution and before that time, we were actually a balanced capitalist republic, which is what America was supposed to be, intended by our founders. And I believe that Donald Trump, in the best way possible, is trying to restore the true hardcore values of the United States. So, let me say just a little bit about some of the stuff that I've been involved in and everything that's come after the Battle of India, because we're still fighting the Black Lives Matter people. There's 2 cases going on against us right now that I can't discuss on camera. Perhaps I'll be able to discuss them at some length after they're over. The first one is going to happen in September, and the next one doesn't have a date yet. They're not necessarily court cases. They're cases involved in clubs and organizations that we're members of, and there are Marxist communists within these organizations that have tried to seek to destroy us through the newspaper article that was in the Star Telegram. And all of their evidence is only from Black Lives Matter. In fact, we found out that several of these characters that are in there are actually members of Black Lives Matter and Antifa. So we're going to have to fight those over the next coming months. And I'm not very happy about it at all. But let me tell you something. I don't forgive and I don't forget. And I will have my own revenge. Now, I'm not saying I do anything illegal or unethical, but I do not forgive and I do not forget. I will make sure that I have my own legal revenge on these individuals. When I get past these hearings, I'll be talking more about that in future shows. If you enjoy this episode of BarbWire Strategy, then you'll enjoy all of our episodes. Of course, our main topic is politics and the re-election of Donald Trump, but we also have shows on literature, history, and let's not forget Cigar Nights, where we provide you with an excellent course on the etiquette of smoking fine cigars. Join us throughout the next season in season 2, where we're going to introduce 3 new topics. And those 3 topics are going to be tarot cards, board games, and a little bit on the financial stock market. I know that's a crazy mix, but just stay with me on this. This is going to be exciting this season. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button. Help me and the Donald out this year, in our election year, to subscribe and like. Like often as you can, just like you should vote as often as you can. Don't forget that if you can't find my show on YouTube, then you can always go to BitChute, because sometimes YouTube doesn't believe in the First Amendment, but BitChute always agrees with the First Amendment and never takes anything down. So go to BitChute and create an account, because I put my stuff up on there too. I'm also trying to upload to other platforms, so look for me on other platforms and I'll keep you informed. Check out my Instagram, my Facebook, and my Twitter, because you can catch me on all 3 of those networks. My name is Colonel Jim Ed Love, and here on BarbWire Strategy, I give you a different perspective to look at the complicated political strategies and problems of the day from a point of view of the 19th century. You see, I have never changed my way of thinking. I still think of things as they were in the 19th century. And every now and then, don't forget that we take a call from very important people all over the world. We might get a call from the Queen of England, or we might get a call from the Pentagon, or we might get a call from Putin himself here on this direct line, or the boys over at the CIA and the NSA. They don't have to watch us. They can just give us a call directly on this line. And also, let's not forget that Donald Trump calls us on this line right here. This candlestick phone is directly to the White House, and he likes to call me for consent, advice, and just to have a friendly ear to listen to him at the end of the day. So join us on BarbWire Strategy, where we can give you a direction on where to go in these complicated political times. Oh, wait a minute. There's the Queen of England. Hold on. That's the Pentagon. I better get that. No, wait a minute. There's Putin. I wonder what he wants. Oh, the boys at the CIA have something to say. Hold on. Ah, there we go. There's the phone call. Hey, listen, I'll have to join you later. Hello, Mr. President.
Hello.
We'll see you next time on BarbWire Strategy.
How are you? How you doing? Okay.
How are you doing, Mr. President?
The news is fake. It's.
Yes, I know. These are complicated times.
Nobody has any idea how dishonest it is, actually.
Well, I don't know.
It's incredible. It's even hard for me to believe.
Well, I'm sure that we can find an answer to that.
I would say far worse than 4 years ago.
Yes, sir.
They're just unhinged. And I'll tell you, you're going to be back soon, and you're going to have a great, you watch, a transitional third quarter. You're transitioning in, and your fourth quarter is going to be really good. And I think next year is going to be better than even